Greetings everyone! Today I am starting my favorite Sonic game of the classic era, the 2D era, the Genesis era, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. The complete game that consists of both Sonic 3 levels and Sonic and Knuckles levels. And for this go around, should I do Sonic alone or Sonic with Tails? What the hey. Sonic with Tails. Why not? I mean, let's see how many times Tails can screw me over, eh? Eh? Gotta love this intro as Supersonic zooms across the land and... what the? Oh, hi there. Yeah, this is our introduction to Knuckles the Idiot.
Shut up!
Okay. Knuckles the Echidna. Happy? Hey. And notice that Knuckles stole all of Sonic's Chaos Emeralds right in front of him. But it does not matter because as soon as we enter this giant ring, we can have a chance to, well, get them back. Yes, this is how the special stages work in this game. Blue Spear! The idea is that we have to go around this special stage area and turn all the blue spears red. Once we've done so, we have earned ourselves a Chaos Emerald. And one of the good things about the Blue Spear is, if you go around a big square like this one right here, you can turn them all into rings and thus, well, eliminate some of the Blue Spears that you have to get. So, there's that. And getting these rings here, they're important for getting continues in this game, so I don't know if you really need continues since you have a save feature, but you never know in this game. You never know. And the thing about the special stages is the more time you spend here, the faster it'll get. And yeah, if you're not coordinated enough, well, you can really screw yourself out. Because if you touch a red spear, you will automatically be, well, sent out of the special stage and you get nothing. And that kind of sucks. But it doesn't really matter. I have gotten my first Chaos Emerald back. Hip, hip, hooray. So take that, you red idiot.
Shut up!
Yes, I'll be doing this throughout the entire playthrough. And I can already read the comments. You're ripping off Clement's thing, Well, call it an homage, I prefer that. Besides, I like Clement. I subscribe to his channel. I think he's a fun and entertaining Let's Player. And he is actually my inspiration for actually doing Let's Plays in the first place, so there. But back to this game. What is the plot of this game, you may ask? Well, this plot takes place sometime after Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And remember the Death Egg? Well, it turns out it was not destroyed. It crash landed on this island, the floating island, also known as Angel Island. And Sonic and Tails investigate. And on the way, they encounter, well, Knuckles the Echidna, and we saw that encounter for the first time. And good old Knuckles the Echidna, what's his story? Well, it turns out that good old Dr. Eggman Robotnik, or Dr. Ivo Robotnik, or however you want to call him, turns out that he went to Angel Island and befriended Knuckles. And, well, Knuckles trusts the guy. Because, well, we'll see later on. There's a reason for this. And, oh look, another giant ring, which means we get another chance to get an emerald. Yay! Yes, so anyway, pretty much, Robotnik gains Knuckles' trust, so it allows Robotnik to establish his base of operations on Angel Island, which means there are robots everywhere and, well, wrecking havoc. And Knuckles is allowing this. Because remember, Knuckles trusts Dr. Robotnik. Dr. Robotnik is Knuckles' friend. Although to be fair, to defend Knuckles, he's a bit naive, as it were, to the ways of the outside world. All he knows is that he's been guarding the Master Emerald all his life and, well, that's his thing. Kinda sucks, but that's his thing. I kinda understand why he deserved his post in future games. Okie dokie. Now, as to how Knuckles could cancel out, well, Supersonic, well, that is a bit of a head scratcher, but if you take future games into account like Sonic Adventure 2, Knuckles did clearly state that the Master Emerald can cancel out the effects of a Chaos Emerald, and maybe that day Knuckles was, you know, chilling out near the Master Emerald before Sonic and Tails arrive, you know, doing who knows what, laying nearby, pretty much sleeping like Snoopy on top of the Master Emerald, who knows. Probably absorbed some of its power, well, knowingly or unknowingly. And, oh, thank you, Tails. Thank you very much. Hey. Yeah, but it's my fault for choosing Sonic and Tails. I wonder how many times Tails will screw me over this playthrough. As I was saying, Knuckles probably hung around the Master Emerald, got some of its power, or maybe a temporary boost or something. And then when Sonic and Tails were all swinging on by, decided to give Super Sonic a good old punch, which canceled out the effects of Super Sonic. So, yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 foreshadowing or something. I'm pulling something out of my rear. Who knows? Why am I trying to bring logic into a game that essentially has a speedy blue hedgehog with a fire shield? Oh yes, the elemental shields and this whole concept of the mid-boss. Yeah. Let's talk about the mid-stage bosses. Yeah, essentially, this game introduces that concept. You go around, you get to the end of an act, and you fight the mini-boss. And it can be hard or difficult depending on, well, what type of mini-boss it is. Like the one I just beat up. Well, basically, if you have the fire shield, you can just go underneath him and whack him, whack him, whack him until he dies. And oh look, I already found another giant ring, which means time to get another Chaos Emerald. And I'm going to let you know right now, folks, I'll be spending part 1 in Angel Island Zone because, well, this is the reason right here. I actually go out of my way to locate giant rings with Chaos Emeralds. And in this level, as far as I'm aware, there are 4. Yeah, and I will get those giant rings, and I will get 4 Chaos Emeralds back. So, yeah. But don't worry, I won't do this all the time. I mean, some rings I know by heart, some I had to brushing up by looking at a video guide or something. But at the very least, I will definitely have all 7 by launch base zone. I guarantee it. Ugh. Okie dokie. And this is one of the things I love about this game. You don't have to collect 50 rings or get to the end of the level, or go to 50 rings and get to a goalpost or something. No, all you have to do is find these giant rings, hop on in, and go for it. Now, of course, if you fail, the giant ring will not reappear, unless you've beaten the game, that is, and you can select any level and go to a giant ring, which will respawn over and over again if you fail. But, hey, I'm not going to do that this time around. I was thinking about doing it, but I might as well just get the Chaos Emeralds as I go. Now, the thing about these elemental shields, I love them personally. It gives Sonic a chance to display some new moves, like the fire shield. The fire shield will allow Sonic to be protected against, well, fire attacks, for one thing, and it can allow Sonic to zoom across the stream for a little bit, and that's always nice. Now, the bubble shield. It'll allow Sonic to remain above water, well, above water, in water for a long time, and he will not drown. So, yeah. And it also gives Sonic an extra bouncy boost, as it were. A little bit of an extra bounce, as it were. Whether it's a good or bad thing, it's up to you. Now, the goalposts, while they are still around as checkpoints, and if you do collect a certain amount of rings, it opens the way to some other place. You don't get Chaos Emeralds that way. Nope. It'll take you to some bonus stages that will allow you a chance to get more rings for some reason. And personally, I don't like going for it. I just want to save the rings I have and just keep going. And the reason I'm going this way, by the way, is, well, I'm going to get my next giant ring so I can get Chaos Emerald number 4. So if you want to know where to get it, well, this is the way right here, folks. And, you know, makes me wonder, did Knuckles place these things inside these special stages in the first place? Or did he just, were they just teleported away from him, or whatnot? I don't know. You know, it is tempting of me to go ahead and collect the ring so I can get my continue, you know, in case the worst should happen. But I'm feeling a bit cocky today because, hey, come on, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, having a save feature, why not? And one of the things about Blue Spear that can be annoying is that you can actually hop over 2 spheres if you time your jumps at the right moment. Something that can bite you in the rear, well, depending. It depends. Ugh. See, and this is the whole getting faster thing really screwing me over because, ugh. I hope you guys aren't I hope you guys aren't prone to motion sickness or something because, ugh. Ugh. In fact, why are you watching a game about a speedy blue hedgehog if you're prone to motion sickness? Shouldn't it make you, I don't know. But thankfully, the missing Blue Spear was just right there, and whew! And that is Chaos Emerald number 4. Yeah, alright. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to get it before launch base. Probably, maybe around the 3rd act or something. I'm guessing. Well, who knows? Alright, so, onward. I haven't talked about the 3rd elemental shield yet because, I haven't had a chance to. The 3rd shield. The 3rd shield is known as the electric shield, and it will allow Sonic to be protected by electric attacks, and you also have this nice little extra bounce to it as well, this nice little shock bounce, and as another bonus, it will attract rings to him. So, if you have the electric shield and manage to hold on to it, you can rake in the rings and rake in the extra lives. Now, which shield is my favorite? Well, to be fair, I don't have one to be exact. I mean, each of them have their own strengths and weaknesses. I mean, for example, the fire and electric shield, they go away once you touch water, and that kind of sucks, but it will encourage you to actually stay above the water so you can hold on to them a bit longer. And I do like how, starting with this game, the 2nd act has a different music than the 1st act, like a different arrangement, as it were. It brings a little more character to the game, in my opinion. Alright. And of course, hold right to not get killed or get hurt or something. And you'll see here that Tails will fail to do so, but it doesn't really matter for Tails. He's invincible. He can take damage and, yeah. You know, if Eggman were smart, he would keep dropping bombs as they were passing by overhead from Sonic, but hey, Eggman's suffering from good old video game villain logic. Speaking of, this is our first boss of the game. Basically, Eggman will turn invisible, fly around, shoot some fireballs, and turn invisible, then fly around, shoot some fireballs, sometimes above Sonic, sometimes near, at the, like, over the cliff side, and yeah, and sometimes Tails can really screw you over with this fight, and in this case, sometimes not. Thanks, Tails! Alright, so that's Angel Island, and this will be the end of part 1. And again, folks, as soon as I get all the Chaos Emeralds, I'll zip through this game. Well, until we get to Mushroom Hill Zone, that is. Alright, so I'll see you guys in part 2. What the? Darn you, Knuckles!